Good evening, everyone. I hope I am audible. Yes. Confirm the audio and the video once. All right, who all are there? Okay. So, as you know, in this CAT fundamentals, we are doing everything which is required for kickstarting the real CAT prep. Okay. And today we'll be doing the a very exciting chapter called geometry. And as we know, that I won't be teaching you geometry here, right? That's not the agenda. I have this one. Agenda is to the nomenclature, okay, and the basics. So there will be certain things which probably you must have forgotten. The reason is simple because it is back in the 8th, 9th standard. Okay. So certain things, some nomenclatures, what is a line, what's a straight line, what is a secant, etc., etc. All those terms, because I have seen in my 11 years of active teaching experience that I assume that people, mostly people know these words. But after a while, I realized that no, they must have forgotten, and that is very much possible. So that's the reason the agenda of the session is basically to refresh your memories. Okay, so let's do one thing. I will just there's a quiz, and I will give you not more than I think 20 seconds is fine. In these 20 seconds, I'm keeping 20 because the lag between your comment and my speech is 20 seconds because of YouTube. That can't be controlled. Um, so the moment this hits zero, I'll be expecting that your answer is there. Is that clear? Okay. So that is how we'll be going along. And I would expect that if you know it, you'll be doing it within 10 seconds. Okay. So let's do. And if there is anything which you have missed, we'll discuss that. Cool. This is also, I would know that how much you know, how much you don't. We start here. This is the first question. Oh, it's become 20 minutes. Wow. You guys can just solve this. No, it's fine. Hmm. Good evening, Vivek. All right. Aditya, very good. Sum is 180 degrees. I think all of you know that. Okay. So now with this, I'll also be explaining certain things which you might have forgotten or you do remember, just bringing back the memories. So if we have a polygon, now what's a polygon? Gon is sides in Greek, poly is many. So a closed figure having many sides. Okay. So the minimum number of sides can be three because only if you have only one line, that's not a closed figure. If you have two lines, that's not a closed figure. For making a closed figure, you require at least three lines. Is that right? Yes or no? For making a closed figure, you require at least three lines. So a polygon, the first polygon, I wouldn't say minimum, but I can say the minimal. The minimal polygon is triangle. Yes, is that right? All of you got this? Now, now, first thing first. There's a thing called point, and point forms the entire geometry. That is the building block of all the figures. There's a point. The point can move. The point is stationary. So there are multiple kind of points. Okay, when they move, they make a figure. All that stuff. And convention, by convention, that is by tradition, by rule, we have assumed that the angle around a point would always be 360 degrees. That's a convention. There's a reason for that. Do you want to know the reason? Why 360? The reason is, I'll tell you the reason. See, you'll be surprised to know. See, 60 is a number which can be factorized as 2 square into 3 into 5. So it is formed of the first three primes, isn't it? Right. So 60 can be factorized, in multiple ways. That's very much common. So what they did, they just put one more 2 and 3 so that now we can have six blocks of 60 each to make 360. That was the reason which was done by ancient mathematicians so that it's very easy for them to kind of segregate things. Now, if we have 360, now think about it. If 360 is what we have considered, then 360, how many factors do we have? 1 is a factor, 2 is a factor. 1 and 360, 2 and 180, right? 3 and 120, 4 and 90, 5 and 72, 6 and 60, 8 is also there. 8 and 45, 9 and 40, 10 multiplied by 36, 12 multiplied by 30. What is 15 is also possible. 15 multiplied by 24, 18 multiplied by 20. So now you see 60 is such a beautiful number that it is factorized by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. पहले 6 से वैसे ही हो गया फिर 8, 9, 10, 12, 15, 18, then 20, 24. So it is factorized by maximum possible natural numbers. And that is the reason I think nobody knew it, or did you? This is new for you. Why mathematicians assume that to be 360? So that it becomes very easy for them to divide 360 if they want to divide it just one part or two parts, three parts, four parts, five parts, six parts, and so on. That becomes very easy. Is that clear? Got it, guys? देखो, 2, 3 are 2 primes, the first prime, then it's 5. These two are the gap of 1, this is a gap of 2. So, a lot of numbers can be made by using various combinations of 2, 3, and 5. Now, tell me in the comments, did you know this? It's a new thing, and did you like it? And are you kind of surprised and excited to know more? Right? So, now coming back to the basics. So, by convention, we assume it's 360. And if that's the case, if around a point we have 360 degrees, I can break it into various parts, right? So now coming to coming to I want to, geometry is the visual mathematics. It's visual mathematics. I want to show you something. We have a triangle. All right. We have a triangle. This is how it looks. Cool. This is how it looks. I want to show you something. Let's say I assume this to be alpha, this to be beta, this to be gamma, then this will be what? So if angle around a point is 360, so half of it will be 180. Yes or no? So I can say the angle on a line is 180 degrees because a line will basically divide 360 into two equal parts. That's common sense, right? And if I draw a line just, the perpendicular is what we call, it's exactly vertical, that'll be 90 degree. So all of us understand that. Okay. So if this guy is beta, the outer one will be 180 degree minus beta. This will be 180 degree minus alpha, gamma. This will be 180 degree minus alpha. Am I right? Now I want you to imagine a scenario in which this figure that I have drawn shrinks, keeps on shrinking. It'll go, smaller, smaller. At one point of time, it will just be a point, and these lines will be what you can look at. It will shrink. The triangle is gonna shrink. So now but these angles are still intact. 180 degree minus beta, 180 degree minus gamma, 180 degree minus alpha. Now, tell me something. If I add these three angles, what do I get? I'll get 3 multiplied by 180 minus of alpha plus beta plus gamma, and this must be equal to 360 degrees. Am I right? Because some of these three angles will be angles around a point. That is 360 only. I hope you understood that. I'll wait for 20 seconds so that you can draw the figures. Is that clear? Just write shrink and this is what happens. So if this is what happens, then if I solve it, let's see, what do I get? I'll be getting alpha plus beta plus gamma on the right hand side. is equal to 3 into 180 degrees minus 360 degrees. Am I right? Or I can do one more thing. I can take 180 common. I'll be left with 3 minus 2. That is what I get. All right. That's so cool. What if we had a quadrilateral? Let's say I had a quadrilateral like this. All right. And now the angles in the quadrilaterals are, let's say, alpha, beta, gamma, and delta. So in a similar fashion, this will be 180 degree minus beta. This is 180 degree minus alpha. This is 180 degree minus gamma. This is 180 degree minus delta. And if I again shrink them, I'll be left with a point, right, which will look like this, where these angles are still intact. 180 degree minus gamma. This is minus delta. This is minus alpha. This is minus beta. And if I apply the same logic here, if I, kind of add them up, what do I get? In this case, I'll get 4 times 180 degree minus alpha plus beta plus gamma plus delta is equal to 360. So if I do it again, if I, the similar fashion I did earlier, just to generalize the things, I'll get 4 into 180 minus 360. And if I take 180 common, I'll be left with 4 minus 2. Now, does that ring a bell? Can we generalize? I think we can. Isn't it? We can. So, in case of triangle, we had 3 sides. Okay, this is 3. Cool. In case of a quadrilateral, we had 4 sides. Oh, wow, this is 4. Wow. So, can I say that sum of interior angles, interior, not the exterior, exterior is always gonna be 360. Hope you understood that. Interior angles of a polygon will always be equal to, I can just generalize this thing. Most of you might be knowing it already. Some of you are repeating for cat, and those who are not still, they might be, kind of knowing it. But today, you got to know something really great, the visual proof. Did you know the visual proof? I bet you don't. This proof was developed by me. I won't say that it's a great proof, so that I can flex, but no. When I was a kid, I developed this proof for myself. Okay, just to understand this better. So now I teach it. Probably some people might be teaching it as well, but this was developed by independently by me. And if you have watched my previous sessions in my channel, told this, maybe you know it. Otherwise, it will be totally new, and it's just a visual proof, so logical. You don't have to think about maximum things. So when you start the real geometry in cat, you'd automatically be kind of visualizing stuff. Tell me in the comments. Basically, I loved creating my own proofs for my own understanding as a kid, because it felt I was not very good in getting marks in mathematics because I could not remember things. And my parents were really kind of very sad about this. My teachers were like, "Oh, okay, he can't do anything," so I had to develop my own proofs. Okay, so but now I teach. Anyways, going to next one. All of you got that? Throw some like, love, react, kuch to karo. Chalo. So with this question itself, we have done a lot of things. A lot of things. Okay, now let's go to the next one. Here we go. Yes. Yeah. So acute angle is, what is acute angle? 0 theta. Okay. Theta, I will represent angles with theta generally. Okay. So 0 is less than theta is less than 90. That is acute angle. For obtuse, for obtuse, what do we have? It's like 90 is less than theta is less than 180. Right angle is exactly 90 degree. Theta is 90. Reflex angle. What is reflex angle? Theta is more 180 degree is less than theta and is less than 360 degrees. Clear? So this entire range of 180 to 360 lies in reflex angle. Cool. Okay, here I have given examples as well. Next. I'm pretty sure you know it. Length multiplied by width. It can also be length into breadth. Okay. So this is the correct answer. What is this, by the way? This will be the perimeter, not the area, right? This one is area of a circle. Half BH, this is an area of a right angled. In fact, all the triangles, if you can calculate the base and the height. Cool. Okay. So with all the options also, I will, it's not that just one question will give you one concept, but will give you four different concepts. And if required, I'll explain as I did in the first question. Now, here we have nomenclature. Just the nomenclature is what I want. Hexagon. 5 is pentagon. 6 is hexagon. 7 is heptagon. 8 is octagon. Just, note these things down. For 9, it's nonagon. All right. For 10 is decagon. Just note these things. For 11, क्या हो जाएगा? 11 का क्या होगा? Who will tell me? 11 and 12. Let's see who knows that. Who will tell me that? Hmm. On decagon. See, uno is 1, deca is 10 in Greek. So they combine it, one more than 10, undecagon. For 12, it's dodecagon. All right. इतना याद कर लो बस, बाकी जरूरत नहीं है. 4 का तो पता ही है. 4 का क्या होता है? It's quadrilateral. We don't use gone over there. And 3 is triangles. I hope all of you understand that. Cool. I'll wait for 20 seconds so that you write this stuff. And tell me, noted in the comments. All right. Here we go. Simple. It looks simple, but you'll get to know new things over here. Might be new things. Isosceles triangles. What does it mean? This means any two sides are equal. Now, I'll tell you something. This is the most manipulated, most confused, most interpreted definition. Okay. Scalene, all sides are distinct. Right angle triangle, one angle is 90, only one can be 90, not two. Equilateral, all sides equal. The same time, all angles are also equal. Both things are equal. Okay, 60 degree each. I won't go to areas and all. Okay, so now this is something which confuses people like anything, and you'll get to know when I will give you a question on it. Aditya, in a very short way, I'll repeat them. Very very short way, and this is the reason the fundamentals are there, and that is going to be on the recording is going to be on the platform also. I upload it every day, right? So isosceles triangles, any two sides are equal. So tell me something, everyone. This is the question. This is a triangle. Sides are 6, 6, 6. Is this isosceles? Yes or no? Let's see who tells me that. I'll wait for 20 seconds again. I make it time bound. And Aditya, also I give the PDF of it on the platform. So you can just download those PDFs. Those can serve as notes. Vanshit says yes. Others? Absolutely. You are right. Yes. Yes. When it says any two sides are equal, so now this is something which a lot of people get confused in. Now all equilateral triangles are isosceles as well. But reverse is not true. Clear? So if any two sides are equal, so in an equilateral triangle, if you consider any two sides, let's say you consider these two, they are equal, these two equal, these two equal. So it will be an isosceles triangle. Now in CAT, the questions are like the perimeter will be given to you and they'll ask you how many isosceles triangles can be formed. So the people who would say no to this would get their questions wrong, answers wrong because they will count one less. Do you understand that? Aditya, Vanshaj, विवेक एंड ओजस्पर. अभी हम क्वेश्चन ऐसे नहीं करेंगे, थोड़ा सा कॉम्प्लिकेटेड होगा, वो बाद में करेंगे कैट फुल फ्लेज में. बट if you don't know this, you will get it wrong. Even after doing everything, being pretty smart, you will get it wrong. Clear? Now, let's go to the next one. This is circumference. Okay, I have given the this thing. No need to explain that further. The center, I hope it's visible. There's a center. Circumference, diameter, this whole thing, it is the half of it. All right, I'll wait for 20 seconds so that you can draw the diagram in case, I think all of you know that. Volume is three-dimensional unit, so we won't be talking about it. Diameter is single dimension. Radius is also single dimension. Circumference is also single dimension. All right. Areas are two-dimensional. Volume is three-dimensional. All right. Now ये भी कहीं नोट कर लो कि एरिया टू डायमेंशनल होता है. ये सारी चीजें जो भी साइड्स हैं, ये सारी चीजें वन डायमेंशनल है. वॉल्यूम इज थ्री डायमेंशनल. नोट दिस. हे विहंग, गुड इवनिंग. गॉट इट? ठीक है, चलो लेट्स गो टू नेक्स्ट वन. Vihang, you saw that previous thing which I talked about, isosceles triangles. Here, if I draw a circle. Now, first of all, line segment. What's a line? What is a line? This is what a line is. It can go both ways, both directions, and it can be it is infinite in length. Getting it? That is a line. Then we have a thing called line segment. इसको भी note करते चले जाओ. सिर्फ ये questions नहीं जो मैं और बता रहा हूँ वो सब भी important है. Okay. Line segment has defined endpoints. All right. It has defined endpoints. These two are the endpoints. Clear? Don't get confused. While this is known as a ray. So ray has one one origin, and here it goes infinite. Is that clear? Unless specified. These are certain things which all of you should be knowing. Clear? Is that clear? So if I want to, kind of give a classification to these things as line or line segment or ray, then chord will be what? Chord will be a line segment. LS is line segment. Tangent will be a line. Radius will be a ray. Diameter will be a line segment. Do you understand that? मतलब ये रे एब्सोल्युटली रे नहीं है, ये भी लाइन सेगमेंट ही है, रेडियस भी है ना, रे तो नहीं है. All of you got that? Why? So if a line segment joins any two point on this circle, it's known as a chord. All right. Now the question says connecting line segment connecting 2 points on a circle through the center. So through the center, if something goes, that's also a chord, but it's known as the diameter because it divides circle in two equal areas. So I can write one thing. Diameter is the longest chord. Do you understand this? Write all of it, even if you know. Radius is half of diameter. I hope you understand that. This thing here is radius. A tangent will be lying outside the circle, but be touching one point at the circle. This is a tangent. There are multiple properties of circles which won't be discussing today. Today's thing is just for the visual proofs and for the nomenclature. Is that clear, everyone? I'll just wait for 20 seconds so that you write everything and then tell me noted. Got this, all of you? Now, I want to discuss one more thing. So, do we have any, like we had line segments and lines, and do we have any line which goes inside the circle? Yes, there is one like this, and this is known as secant. So, secant is basically a line, it's not a line segment. Is that clear? Just note this as well. Is that clear, guys? Secant is very important. So basically, secant and tangent are kind of same, right? If I shift the secant to the edge of the circle, that becomes a tangent. Understood? So secant and line and tangents both are lines. Secant touches 2 points of circle, while tangent touches only one point. Is that clear? So we have point of contact, 2 points of contact. And in tangent, we have only one point of contact. Note this as well. I'm hoping you are noting simultaneously. I'll repeat 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Next. Perimeter is defined as sum of all the sides. And a square is a quadrilateral, all of whose sides are equal. Sum of sides, here I've given the formula as well. You can just try to, I think all of you know that. No need to. But still, I wait for 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Next. Okay. Here it is parallel lines. Here the figure is also there. Perpendicular lines are those which intersect at 90 degrees. Intersecting lines, like, they cut each other anywhere. Vertical lines, anything that is vertical, this is vertical, which is ground, say 90 degree. All right, this is parallel. All of us know that. Now, I don't think I need time for this because we discussed that already, isn't it? Three sides, four sides, all that stuff we have discussed already. So I'm pretty sure we all know the answers, but I want you to draw this figure. Square, rectangle, parallelogram, trapezium, rhombus, and kite. For this, I'm gonna wait for 20 seconds. Draw these figures. Square has all four sides equal, rectangle has opposite sides equal, parallelogram has opposite sides parallel and equal, trapezium has one pair of opposite sides equal, other can be unequal, rhombus has all sides equal, not necessarily at right angles, and this is the kite where the adjacent sides are equal, not the opposite ones. Well, if that is the case, tell me something. Can I say all, इसको नोट करना बहुत जरूरी है, all squares are rectangles? Can I say that? Yes or no? Then can I say all squares are rhombuses? Tell me yes or no. Okay. Can I say all rectangles are parallelograms? Yes or no? The three questions, yes to all or yes, no, yes, tell me. Yes to all? Okay. Now tell me, can I say all parallelograms are trapeziums? Yes or no? The last question. And when you answer that, just write yes to fourth. ऐसा लिखा तो समझ में आया मेरे को क्या बोलना चाहते हो. Yes or no to fourth. All right. Okay. Now, if I want to denote this by Venn diagram, so what will we get? Let's see that. This is, let's say this denotes trapeziums. Okay. This denotes parallelograms. So basically all parallelograms are trapeziums, right? This denotes rectangles. And this denotes squares. How cool is that? So all squares are rectangles, reverse is not true. All rectangles are parallelograms, reverse is not true. All parallelograms are trapeziums, reverse is not true. ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, इसको नोट कर लो. Now, rhombus थोड़ा सा अलग है. अब यहाँ पे क्या है? All of you should understand one thing. I'll have to make one more diagram. ये नोट कर लिया सबने? देखो. रुको ऐसे नहीं. All rhombuses are parallelogram. This thing is true. But if I write all rhombuses are trapeziums, तो इसमें थोड़ा कंफ्यूजन है. ये एक बात है. कहीं कहीं लोग बोलते हैं यस, कहीं कहीं लोग बोलते हैं नो. दोनों ही बातें सही हैं. ओके, सो नाउ हाउ डू यू नो दैट? It becomes yes for the inclusive definition and no for the exclusive definition. Now, what is exclusive definition? Exclusive is exactly one pair of parallel sides. Exclusive is when they say exactly one pair of parallel sides, तो प्रॉब्लम आएगी. ये डेफिनेशन एक्चुअली यूएस मैथ में यूज की जाती है, इंक्लूसिव एंड एक्सक्लूसिव. सो आई डोंट थिंक, बिकॉज कैट फॉलोज इंडियन मैथमेटिक्स, ग्लोबल मैथमेटिक्स, तो वहाँ प्रॉब्लम नहीं आएगी. बट मान लो तुम में कोई जीमैट का एग्जाम देने चला गया, तो हो सकता है कि वहाँ पे वो लोग, वैसे जीमैट में ज्योमेट्री तो हट गई है, अब कोई प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं है. बट आई थिंक यू शुड नो दिस. ऑल ऑफ यू गॉट इट? ठीक है. So whenever that happens, they will just mention it's the exclusive definition or the inclusive definition. Now I want everyone to tell me whether this thing, noted लिख दो, बस noted लिख दो, कुछ like वाइक कर दो, ये बहुत मस्त बात बताई मैंने. Now you'll never be confused about all sorts of geometric shapes. Got it? ठीक. Next one. We discussed this in the beginning of the session itself, so I don't think we need to discuss that again when it is the answer. Let's go with that. Five sides, I don't think we need to discuss that. We discussed that already. Pentagon. Okay, this is good. Which of these 3D shapes has no vertices? Here the figure is also given. Sphere is the answer, absolutely. Cube has the vertices. Okay, how many vertices do cubes have? It has 8 vertices. All right, isko note kar lena. For pyramid, this is the pyramid. This has got 5 vertices. All right. Cylinder. Cylinder के vertices हैं क्या? कितने vertices cylinder के हैं? Sphere has got no vertices. Absolutely. What about cylinder? देखो बात क्या है ना, इसके दो आंसर हैं। सिलेंडर के वर्टिसेस नहीं होते, हालांकि दोनों ज़्यादा सही होंगे यहाँ पे। तो मैं बताना चाहता हूँ कि then if what is a vertex exactly? If we define vertex, the plural is vertices, we'll be able to understand whether there'll be vertex or not. What exactly is a vertex? Vertex is a corner where edges meet. Okay, so to get a vertex, we need edges. Okay, but sphere and cylinder do not have any edges. Is that clear? All right. There is no sharp angle because the it's nothing but the projection of a circle, a three-dimensional projection of a circle. Where project a circle upwards or downwards, we'll get this. All of you got this? Just note this down. You need to know what a vertex is to understand whether we'll be getting anything. Now, what are edges now? Edges can. These are edges. This is an edge, edge, edge. These are edges. All right. And these things are faces. Like cube has a square face, cuboid has a rectangle face, and so on. Is that clear, everyone? So, having said that, let us draw a table. Okay, we'll discuss the number of uh, edges, vertices, and faces. All right, cube, cuboid. First of all, how many edges do we have for a cube? How many are there? Four at the top, four at the bottom, and four ऐसे जो दिखाई देगा है ना. So we have 12 edges. Cuboid also has 12 edges. Vertices 8 each. Faces 6 each. Is that right? All of you got this? Now coming to a cylinder. Cylinder has got no edges, so no vertex. How many faces are there? How many faces do we have? There are two faces. All right. और जो एक जो है वो फेस नहीं है, that is the one curved area. We can call it one curved area. All right. Sphere has got no edges, no vertices, no faces. All of you, is that clear? Pyramid. A pyramid. How many edges do we have? Five edges. How many five edges? One, two, three, four, five. Yes. How many vertices do we have? Five only. How many faces do we have here? Five only. Clear? The edges, vertices, faces are all same in pyramid. Here is the figure of pyramid. See, got this? एजेस ज्यादा होंगे पिरामिड के, 8 होंगे एजेस. मैंने गलत लिख दिया यहाँ पे. एजेस विल बी 8. What is will be 5? Faces will be 5. Is that clear, everyone? There's one more thing called prism. Prism may we are not never sure because it depends what kind of prism is it. So prism can be circular prism. Prism is basically an umbrella term for different three-dimensional figures. All right. In cylinders, there are no parallel lines, Vivek. Where are the parallel lines? You're looking at it from a two-dimensional perspective. That's why you see the parallel lines. You're talking about these two. These two, they're not parallel lines. They're not lines actually. They are this basically a round, isn't it? Just like a pipe. Now, prism is basically an umbrella term. I'll explain that. First of all, have you noted this? Tell me note it in the comments. Right. Now, what's exactly a prism? What's exactly a prism? Prism, prism is a 3D projection of a 2D base. Now, what does that even mean? सुनो, ध्यान से सुनना. जैसे ये प्रिज्म दिख रहा है. So, I'll show it to you. This was the base, all right? The base was triangular. Clear? It got projected in this direction. So it became a prism. Is that clear? Similar. So this is called not just the prism, this is the triangular prism. Understood? So prism is an umbrella definition for three-dimensional projections. Similarly, you can call cylinder also to be a prism. What kind of prism? It's a circular prism. Understood? Cylinder is also a prism. What kind of prism? Circular prism. In fact, cuboid is also a prism. What kind of prism? It's a rectangular prism. Got it? So this rectangular, circular, triangular depends on what base are we considering. Is that clear, guys? All of you got it? तो प्रिज्म अपने आप में ही एक अम्ब्रेला टर्म है जिसके अंदर बाकी स्फीयर के अलावा, पिरामिड्स के अलावा बाकी सारे के सारे आ जाते हैं. So it's three-dimensional projection of a two-dimensional base. This is something new, I believe. Even if you knew it, you did not know it in this way, right? So are you happy? Okay, here we go. कोई कुछ बोला नहीं विवेक के अलावा. आदित्य ओजस्वा वंशज. So when sum is exactly 90, we call it complementary angle. Supplementary when the sum is 180. All right. Adjacent angles जो अगल बगल हो, है ना? तो इसमें कुछ कंफर्म होता नहीं है. It depends. Okay. Well, vertical angles is like, when there are two lines like this, these two are vertical angles. Like vertically opposite is what we call, they are equal. All right. We have adjacent angles. We're talking about adjacent angles like um, uh, this angle and this angle, they're adjacent. They'll add up to 180 only if they lie on a straight line. Okay, जरूरी नहीं कि straight line पे हो. तो depend करता है. Here it depends. Okay, we are never sure about this. Clear? Okay. Next. Longest side is the hypotenuse. I want you to see this. In the Pythagorean theorem, in right angle, these two are known as legs by Pythagoras. This is the hypotenuse. Okay. We'll label it two ways. Now this A and B are interchangeable. Do you see that? So अगर एक ट्राइंगल ऐसा है 4 3 5, अगर मैं इसको लिटा दूं इस तरह तो ये 4 यहाँ आ जाएगा, 3 यहाँ, 5 यहाँ. So A and B are interchangeable. Getting it? But C is not. Is that clear? I want you to note this. Important to note that it is fine to switch the location of A and B in the right angle as long as C is always the longest side of the triangle. I'll wait for 20 seconds so that you note it. We call them legs. Okay. I'll tell you what base and height are. अभी समझाता हूँ मैं. पाइथागोरस ने लेग्स ही बोला था, है ना? बाद में इसको हम लोगों ने वो कर दिया, यूक्लिड ने खास करके. So if this is the right angle triangle, let's say this angle is theta. So for theta, we assume everything with respect to an angle. For theta, this is the base, this is the opposite, and this is the hypotenuse. So opposite, hypotenuse, base is covered. Do you understand this part? थीटा जहां पे होगा, थीटा के जो ऑपोजिट एंगल होगा, that will be the, we call it opposite, which can be the perpendicular or the base. Depends on whether you take theta or other angle. Is that clear, guys? All of you got it? कुछ खाना बोल दो, ठीक है. Here we go. How many lines of symmetry does a square have? See, line of symmetry is what? Which divides in equal areas. दोनों साइड सेम दिखने चाहिए. तो एक तो ये हो गया, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So two diagonals and two lines which join the vertically opposite and horizontally opposite lines. Clear? So we have four lines of symmetry. Cool. This is important. Tell me, how many lines of symmetry would we have for a rectangle? Tell me the answer. How many would we have for a pentagon? A regular pentagon. सब साइड सेम हो तो कितने हो जाएंगे इसके? Okay. How many would we have for circle? For rectangle, we'll be having four only. Diagonals and these like squares, so four. For pentagon, we'll be having 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Regular pentagon. अगर regular नहीं है तो हमें एक भी नहीं मिलेगा. Do you understand that? Regular means equal length. So if the pentagon is not regular, we won't be getting any line of symmetry. So line of symmetry is normally for equal kind of figures. Yeah, regular figures. Regular figures, right? For circle, they'll be infinite. Like all the lines of symmetry are known as diameters. So we can have infinite diameter for a circle. Is that cool? This is for circle. ठीक है. अच्छा, one किसके लिए होगा? One will be for an isosceles triangle which is not equilateral. समझ गए? So this is an isosceles triangle. Let's say these two sides are equal, but this is not. In that case, we'll get only one line of symmetry. This one. जो equal साइड से के बीच से निकलेगा. But as I told you, all equilateral triangles are isosceles. In that case, we'll get three lines of symmetry. But one will get only in the case of an isosceles triangles which is not equilateral. Is that clear, everyone? Yeah. We'll get three for equilateral triangles. All of you got this? अच्छा बताओ मेरे को टू किसके लिए हो सकता है? Let's see who tells me that. By the way, it will be out of syllabus for cat. But if I ask you two, बता ही देता हूँ. Two will be for this kind of shape, which is called as an ellipse. एक ये, ओहो कहाँ चला गया, और एक ये, will be getting only two. That's the ellipse. Understood? But this is out of syllabus. किसी को याद आ रहा है एलिप्स 12th में मैथ्स पढ़ा होगा? इसमें माइनर फोकस एंड मेजर फोकस होता है. वंशित रेक्टेंगल चार होते हैं भाई, अभी सिखाया था. But ellipse is out of syllabus of cat, so no need to worry about that. Elliptical orbits होती हैं हमारी. चलो मैं थोड़ा सा पर्सपेक्टिव देता हूँ, तुम्हें सुन के मजा आ जाएगा, थोड़ी जीके भी हो जाएगी. We have Earth, all the planets have elliptical orbits, right? सुना है ये बात? Here we have the sun and the earth rotates. तो याद है एक एक पॉइंट था, दीज टू पॉइंट्स वर नोन एज द एपहीलियन. अगर मैं ज्योग्राफी मेरे बहुत पसंद है मेरे को, एंड दिस इज पेरीहीलियन. यही था ना? सन के नज़दीक अर्थ दो बार आती है, सबसे पास सबसे दूर दो बार होती है, राइट? डू यू रिमेंबर दैट? सेवेंथ एट्थ में पढ़ा होगा. एपहीलियन और पेरीहीलियन ही बोलते हैं वर्ड्स, मुझे ये एग्जैक्टली याद नहीं, बट आई थिंक आई एम राइट. या इक्विनॉक्स एंड सोलिस्टिस बोलते हैं. there's a word, right? So and that is the reason So now you see that every subject is somehow connected. The problem is the books are not written that way, and the teachers do not know much that they can kind of interconnect various disciplines. Did you enjoy that? Throw some likes, guys. I'm pretty sure that you have not seen something like this. I'm just trying, to you to visualize things. ये दो ही बातें क्यों करी गई हैं? क्योंकि उसकी दो ही लाइन ऑफ सिमेट्री है। क्लियर? सोचो अगर अगर ऐसी ही किताबें रीराइट की जाएं तो कितना आसान नहीं हो जाएगा, मतलब वी विल गेट इनफ scientists, leaders, writers if books are written in this way, interconnecting everything. Aditya, absolutely. Sun is also revolving. Everything is revolving. Center of galaxy is might be rotating. You don't really know. Next, sum of all the sides octagon के 8 होते हैं. 8 into 4 is 32. I think you can do that. Which quadrilateral has only one pair of parallel sides? Yes. We'll discuss that. Yeah, trapezoid. Now, a question which I don't know whether you know it or not, whether you have ever thought about this. Somewhere we see trapezium, somewhere we see trapezoid. भाई डिफरेंस क्या है इसके बीच का? डू यू नो दिस? जल्दी बताना, यस और नो. 20 सेकंड्स वेट करूंगा बिकॉज द कमेंट लैग्स. सोचा है कभी इस बारे में? No. This is US. This is UK. And we Indians follow UK dictionary. So we'll go for trapezium. Now, there's also one more thing. देखो सुनना बात ध्यान से. If we have at least one pair of parallel sides, okay? So in US and UK, what's used? In US, they use trapezoid, and UK uses trapezium. All right. And when they have no parallel sides, then US uses trapezium. All right. And UK uses trapezoid. All right. Now, the thing is, what happened? There was a book, I think, in 18th century, maybe 1795. There was a book, okay, a book, not a book, but a dictionary. Okay, a dictionary was written. That dictionary was all about mathematical dictionary, a math के terminology के ऊपर था. Okay, इस डिक्शनरी में by mistake ये definitions change हो गई थी. ठीक है? This was written by Charles Hutton. He by mistake changed it. जो change हुआ उसको US ने एक्सेप्ट कर लिया, आज तक एक्सेप्ट किया हुआ है। यूके ने बोला कि नहीं हमें ओरिजिनल चाहिए, तो यूके रिवर्टेड बैक टू ओरिजिनल। गॉट दिस? समझ में आ रहा है? अब मुझे लगता है कि तुमने कभी मैथ्स इस तरह नहीं पढ़ी होगी। मैथ में अपने आप में हिस्ट्री है, बायोलॉजी है, सब कुछ है मैथ्स में। सो मैथमेटिकल डिक्शनरी रिटन बाय चार्ल्स हटन इन 1795, मिस्टेक्स उन्होंने रिवर्स कर दिया डेफिनेशन। अब यूएस ने बोला ठीक है यार, जो हो गया उसको अपना लेते हैं। बट यूके ने बोला नहीं, हमें तो चाहिए भाई असली चीज। बट यूके, द पीपल आर प्योरिस्ट, राइट? ब्रिटिशर्स आर प्योरिस्ट, दे वांट द थिंग्स द वे दे आर। इज दैट क्लियर, ऑल ऑफ यू? ठीक है, नाउ नेक्स्ट। ये तो अभी करा ही दिया था। सो आई टोल्ड यू 180 इंटू n माइनस टू इज द फॉर्मूला। क्वाड्रेंट 4 होता है, तो 180 इंटू 4 माइनस 2, वी गेट 360 एज द आंसर। नेक्स्ट, diameter. I told you already, radius was half of diameter, so it'll be 14 centimeter. That's the answer. Clear? And that will be all for today. I hope you enjoyed this. Even if this class was, looked like a very basic and fundamental class, and so it was supposed to be. There are a lot of memory recalls that you might must have faced, and also there'll be some new information that you got. Yes or no? Also, tell me. I just want a feedback. I don't want to ask you like it or not, because when something is necessary, you cannot like or dislike. What I'm saying is, what I want to feedback for is, do you think that this should be the right way to train people in mathematics? That's what I want to know. Yes, Aditya. Before actually thinking about CAT, the common admission test, we'll think about developing the mathematical acumen, logical insights, एंड रीडिंग हैबिट्स। बाय द वे, मैं कुछ आज रात लॉन्च करने वाला हूँ या कल सुबह। तुम लोगों को देख के बहुत मजा आने वाला है उस चीज में। ऑलराइट देन, सो फॉर नाउ विल मीट टुमारो। गुड नाइट। यस, एब्सोल्युटली आदित्य। ओके देन, बाय। हाँ वंश आ जाएगी बिल्कुल। यस आदित्य, गेस दैट राइट। रीडिंग क्लब, वी डोंट कॉल इट रीडिंग क्लब बिकॉज रीडिंग क्लब में पहले बना रहा था। पहले जब मैं आई वाज इन द लास्ट कंपनी, आई मेड द रीडिंग क्लब, बट आई टोल्ड यू दैट डिड नॉट मटेरियलाइज। इसका नाम मैंने बता रखा है, बहुत खतरनाक नाम है इसका। इसका नाम होगा, any guesses? I'll just put in the comment. The name is this. It will not just be reading, it will always also be movies. I just gave you the name. There is a tagline. There is the other things also. I'm just finalizing the tagline. Shoot a video on that. How is the name, by the way? Gradflix. यूनिक तो नहीं, थोड़ा सा इंस्पायर्ड फ्रॉम नेटफ्लिक्स है, बट फ्लिक्स आर बेसिकली मूवीज। तो इसमें रीडिंग भी है, तो इसीलिए मैं इसको ग्रैटफ्लिक्स रीडिंग एंड व्यूइंग करके कुछ करूंगा। आई एम जस्ट फाइनलाइजिंग इट। ओके, विल गेट टू नो बाय टुनाइट और मे बी टुमारो बाय नून। टुमारो बाय नून थोड़ा और सोच के अच्छे से करता हूँ, बट ग्रैटफ्लिक्स इज द नेम। ओके देन, गुड नाइट एवरीवन। फ्लिक्स, सी, the exact word is this, Aditya, FLICKS। गुड विवेक। फ्लिक्स को उन्होंने फ्लिक्स कर दिया, दे हैव स्टाइलाइज्ड FLICK को उन्होंने एक्स कर दिया था, CKS को। दैट वाज अ स्टाइलाइज्ड वर्जन ऑफ CKS। ओके, Cool then. Bye. See you tomorrow.